Hi everyone, happy Friday. I am actually coming to you on the first of the month with my completed pages for the previous month. It's just unusual for me, I guess. Sorry, had to grab some coffee. Fortunately, I have a 4-day weekend, and my plan is videos, videos, videos. As long as I have the energy, I am chock full of ideas and video ideas, and so you're probably going to get a whole lot of videos through September. Fingers crossed, and God willing, and the creek don't rise, kind of thing. Because I had a lot of plans for August too, and we saw what happened. So maybe I shouldn't talk about that too much without messing myself up. But I wanted to, you may get this late tonight. I may only be able to get half of it recorded. I'm taking some time today to go visit a family member who is sick, and it's an aunt I haven't seen in a number of years, just life being busy. But she's has some health issues, so I want to go visit and catch up with her today. I'm excited about that. I hadn't seen her in a while. So yeah, I'd love to get this scheduled, but I may just have to wait and come back and finish it up. We'll see how quick the first half of this goes. So, if you're not familiar with how my completed end of the month videos go, we run through my my planner, which for this month will be a quick run through. Then we get into the pictures. I show you non-color by number first, color by number at the end. Then in the second half of the video, we're currently doing the hashtag Watercolor Summer 2023, co-hosted by Tammy Colors 2 and myself. And we are heading into our last month of that. I know like fall officially starts mid-September, but we're going to run Watercolor Summer through the end of the month because I don't feel like I got enough summer coloring. So somehow I'm going to find enough time to color some more summer pictures and then get full on into Halloween fall mode, which is normally my September. So this will be an interesting month. So yeah, that's what we're in. I'm going to showcase people's submissions for Watercolor Summer through Instagram. Instagram has changed how you can view all people's images on the tags. So hopefully I can show everybody, but sometimes it makes it hard to get everybody. I'm also going to run through the people who tag me directly, just to make sure we get everybody. So that's going to probably be a little chaotic because I'm just going to show them from Instagram on my phone. So we are casual around these parts. All right, coloring planner. If y'all saw my plans at the start of August, I had some big dreams. I really did. And, I had my awesome cat spread for August. And you can even see when I got sick at the start of the month, I still tried. I did. I tried so hard for the first week to stick with it. To keep up with which days I color, which days I do videos. And again, if you didn't know, I got really sick the beginning of August. I actually had to take like half the month off from work. Still don't know what it was initially, but it led into some sort of bacterial infection, probably cellulitis in my arm, made it extremely painful, felt extremely dangerous. And that infection got cleared up with antibiotics, but my arm is still weak. I'm still having trouble with fatigue and some other issues. So it has been in just other things going on. Leroy's behavioral health issues, some different things going on I can't talk about because they're job related. Just life being just particularly, man, I'm ready for people are like, I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for 2023 to be over. Like, we just The hits keep coming and they don't stop coming. I say that all the time, and I hope I don't ever get flagged for it because it's a song lyric. But like, it feels like the honest truth. Anyway, so you'll see I started with my point system. I even was like, I'm not going to get anything productive done this month, so we'll just count pages as points. Yeah, yeah, that went out the window. I bought a whole whacking pile of books because I was sick and I was looking for a serotonin boost. So we're going to restart points again in September. These are my completed pages. It doesn't seem like a long list, but I did a lot of bulk coloring in a couple of color by number books this month that you'll see. They just, when I was sick, kind of became my comfort books, which usually happens when I'm like sick or stressed. Hashtags, again, had big dreams. I did like that I wrote out this list. I want to do this again for September. Maybe I will do better in posting those, but I really only did my own tag, Watercolor Summer. August, Color Your Hoard. Tulita's Muller was like a Deborah Muller one. I think I did the Garden Color Along. Hello Christmas 2023 from Queen of Coloring. Coloring Queen. What? Queen of Coloring. What? And then Animals Color Along from, I'm going to mispronounce her name. Ylven. Ylvens. Did a couple that went for her tag for the year. So didn't get nearly as many as I wanted, but I liked doing this, and so I'm going to do this again for next month. Most of my buddy colors got pushed. I don't even think, like, Tammy and I talked a little bit about it, and we were like, no, I'm just not ready for those this month. We did do one, and I did do it like this was the last page I did for the month, and I was so proud of myself. I do need to talk to Poet Spice because I need to get started. I'm hoping I can work on the Modern Girls and Cats picture this next month. New books. This list is not complete. I'm going to come back and complete this list when I do the coloring book collection video next Friday, or do it like, when I'm prepping for it, probably this weekend. Coloring stats, total pages this month, 35. I really got in there with some coloring this month. I was pleased with my coloring this month. As usual, I just didn't have enough time. I created a lot of whips. Due to some of the videos I was doing, due to trying to do some buddy colors and stuff, and so I actually should add whips to this. I just didn't have enough time to do all the things I wanted, which always happens every month. But this month, I feel like I actually really got into coloring a lot of non-color by number pages, using my markers a lot. I even got to use my watercolor pencils like 2 or 3 times. And yeah, it wasn't, like I said, I didn't get as much done as I wanted, but it was a good solid month for coloring. Non-color by number books, 10, color by number 20, or pages, 10, 25 color by number. Those are really spread between like 2 or 3 books. New books, I consider new books from like the last 2 or 3 months. I colored in 5 of those. That is, there was one week where, oh shoot, I missed a page. I gotta go find that book before we continue on. But that is wrong. That is actually, it is 36. There was one week where I wanted to color in the new books I had just bought. And so I made it a mission that week to color in like 2 or 3 of the books I had just bought. And that was so fun. And I was like, I really should do this more often. So there's one book I gotta go grab. Mediums used. Alcohol. I didn't use a big variety. Just, I sat on my couch most of the month because I was sick. And when I'm in there and not in my studio office area, it's a lot harder to use a variety of materials. I made it work with some watercolor pencils in there and stuff, but the way I had to sit to do like I had to create like a little TV tray table station to do the fancier stuff. And in doing that and then sitting weird because of being sick, then I ended up aggravating, what's that nerve? What's that thing called? The main nerve. I had sciatica issues on top of everything. And I had to go get 2 shots for that. So just can't catch a break. But I did use, I used watercolors, I used colored pencils, I used paint markers. I used a variety of things. It just wasn't very many different things. And I did finish a book this month, which you'll see that video this weekend. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. Okay, let me go grab that other book. I have no idea where it's at. And we'll get started showing the pages. Yay, cool. I found it, and we're actually going to start with it. So this is a new book published this month. Well, it's a update to an old book. Cats in Costumes, a Halloween coloring book by Jen Racine. I love this book. If you happen to have this book, Cosplay Cats, it's also by her. It's similar imagery, but she's updated it to make it more marker friendly, like thicker line art. She took off the border and like made the image bigger. I went ahead and bought the updated book. I still love the old book and I have plans for it, but I also like the new book as well. This one I can just do my markers and do my thing. The other book's going to be like a project book. And the other one's no longer in print, so just keep in mind if you're looking at this one and you have cosplay cats, I just, want people to keep that in mind. I did the first page in this book. This fancy guy, Mr. Sorcerer, I was going to ask if a sorcerer, like I had to Google, is a sorcerer the same thing as a wizard? And like technically they're different. Otherwise I was going to use the wizards hashtag for Jamie's Coloring Love. This one was just fun. I love the colors I picked. I did a color palette. No, I picked this one on my own just using the color wheel. And like opposing colors and complementary colors and stuff. And I was real pleased with how it came out. Just alcohol markers, a gold and orange gel pen on his shiny little edges there. I just outlined with a darker marker, the same marker, just to give it a little more depth. I used this little star stencil on his outfit with a white gel pen, and then did it with the sparkly gel pens around him, and then did my kind of outline to give it a background, but not really. And he just turned out super cool. I actually used the white gel pen to write in white in the middle of this, and it gave it like a really cool like pop off almost 3D effect, like where it's like almost like a lit up sign. I like that, and I'm gonna do that again if I don't forget. Anyway, he's a handsome little dude. I love this book. It is super cute. Highly recommend. I might see I don't know. I want to color. I wanted more than one picture in a lot of these books this month, and it just didn't happen. Chubby Witches by Deborah Muller. I think this was one of Instagram's favorites for the month. It was one of mine. I mean, I was so proud of all my pages, even my color by numbers. But like, I actually took the time to really try to do some non-color by number coloring this month, and I love just about all of it. So again, this was a brand new release from Deborah Muller. I think she's had one more since this, but this book I love. I immediately knew this was an insta buy when I heard she was gonna publish this. So I did the very first page, and I used alcohol markers as a base. And up here I did use my Dreamland watercolors to one of the iridescent colors to shine the moon up a little bit. I used the Moonlight gel pens from Jelly Roll. That's it. I had some Solar Pop and like some other pastel colored pens that just have dried up. And so I was like, no, can't have that. So that's the thing I found. If you store gel pens a long time, the Jelly Rolls stay consistent flow. Like I haven't had a problem with a Jelly Roll drying up on me in 5 years. But like the Artezas are real bad about it. And it's frustrating because I can't get them reflowing. And then some of the others like the Solar Pop, Sparkle Pop, all of those can have some trouble too. So the jelly rolls are more expensive, but if you like to store gel pens for a long time and just pull them out for extras, then, I'll say that for them. I pulled out old school colored pencils, Fila colored pencils, which I bought like my first year or two of coloring. And they are a harder colored pencil, but I have found I like using them in Amazon books because they seem to do really well on the paper. And I find the toothier the paper, the harder the pencil lead usually gives me better results. That's just me. But they did really great on this page. I was super pleased with them. I don't know if they still exist or if they've been rebranded under a different brand name. I'll have to go look. But then I also finished out with a lot of gel pen, which, sorry. I have to get some new additional lighting here. But you can see some of the shine. It's hard to tell. I like outlining a lot of image objects in the gel pens just to get them sparkled. I did use a color palette in this. Do I have it? I just had them in my hands. Was it this one? I think it was this one. I like this one a lot. I actually used this a couple times. That was something else too. I used a lot of color palettes this month. It was just so much easier for me than trying to think of colors just in the sick state I was in. So use this palette on the page. It's 376 of the Sarah Renee Clark color cubes, and you'll see this color palette was used 3 different times this month, which is unusual. I do have a whip in this one. You will see that in my marker video on Monday, where I'm just showing like using different markers on like backgrounds and things like that. This is the palette I have going, which was funny because I forgotten I had a palette and I reached for that green and it actually works out. So, but hopefully she'll be done in September. So I was like, oh, stupid fly. I have some whips to show you at the end, but since that one was already in there. I'm so proud of this one. First off, I'm proud that I colored in a new RJ Hampson release. I am loving, this might be my favorite. I don't know, I really like his Lost and Found one, his most recent one, which I'm hoping to color in September. But Moonlight Mischief might be my favorite one of his series. And so I really wanted to color in it. And he just released Lost and Found. So this was like last month, the month before. We did this page. And honestly, this is the one I think I'm most proud of this month because I picked the color palette. I did all this myself. I knew I wanted like the pink, yellow, and blue clouds. And I was going to go for more of a soft pastel look, but y'all know me. It's so hard for me to do pastel. I always wind up with real vibrant colors. I used the Museum Aquarelle. No. I need to write that down. I used the Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils on this page because I wanted to use a different set of watercolor pencils. And then I used Polychromos on the top. And I need to write that down too because I forgot about that. And it came out fantastic. This was where I was trying to use my Solar Pop pens on the little dots and stuff, and they kept running dry, and I was getting irritated. But yeah, I just was like, I want, I had the clouds, and I knew what the dragon was going to be, and then I knew I wanted like the little castle to be teal. And sorry, flies are, because we crack open the access for Leroy and the cats on the porch. We have a few flies that manage to get in every now and then. But I have shiny gold pen on the edge with a dual metallic pen right there. That's really hard to see. Anyway, love how this turned out. I actually really liked how the Polychromos did on the paper, but again, it's a harder leaded pencil, and so I find that does better on Amazon paper. But no, I was super proud of this and how it turned out. So, and then just like I said, threw in some shiny gel pen too. So Really liked that. I need to get faster. 50 Farmers Miniatures. I did another color. That was another color along. See, my planner I have not touched since like the first week of August. Spicy Cat Buddies for this month had an image in Farmers Miniatures that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And this was like the last marker page I did for the month. So we did this handsome handsome pair. And I just love this picture the first time I saw it, and I've been meaning to color it like forever. I didn't want to use super conventional colors. I did just have this image of a big moon behind them. So I have my little ratchet looking circle. Most of it looks okay, but it's a little wobbly. I did outline it in stickles to give it a glittery effect. I was going to paint the whole thing, and then I was like feeling real lazy. This was originally going to be like a red and brownish, dark orange cat, but then I realized the red was going to be on the face, and I was like, it was going to just look weird. So we did this black and brown cat, which I was much happier with. I love my blue cow, though. He turned out, she turned out, I guess it's she, it's milk cow, turned out fantastic, and I love the colors. I'd used these colors on something else, including that red, and I love the colors so much I wanted to use them here, and then I had to just go off the palette a little bit. But ultimately, I am really happy with the picture. I did my outline suggestion of a background again, which is one of my favorite things to do in these books, instead of trying to color the whole background. So there's that. Easy Summer by Joshua Dunbar. I had done the gnome picture in a demo last month with this guy, which I need to spray because I can see the pastel pencils are trying to wear off. But I liked it so much that I wanted to do another one. So I picked this handsome rooster and used the Museum Aquarelle pencils underneath. Decided to go with like not a gradual color on the feathers because in the pictures I was seeing they weren't gradual changes. It was just from like green to purple. And so did that. Also used luminance. Man, I did not write down what I used this month. I used the luminance pencils on top. And the funny thing is luminance pencils are soft, but they do really well on this paper too. So I don't know, but I just know what I use and what I like on this paper. They defy my typical coloring logic, but they did beautiful on this with the Museum Aquarelle. And then I used a gel pen, you can see it there, to outline some of the line art just to give them a little extra shine. And then I used some gold watercolor paint. I think it was the Kiritaki for his ribbon. Things went almost completely awry because I used too much water and it started to turn the whole thing gold. But I managed to save it. So love how he turned out. I thought he was just so fabulous and colorful. I was like, he didn't even need a suggestion of a background. Like, I don't know. He's just so fun. I love the really colorful roosters. I've done one a while back in like Crayola watercolor pencils, which surprisingly do really well. I'll have to see if I can find that one. Okay. So I've kind of made a little mini personal challenge. So I love Joshua Dunbar's books. I love Alexander Francis's books. And a lot of times I just don't end up coloring in them, but I keep collecting them and I want to color in them more. And so what I decided was like I would pick a couple different books. Like I wanted a mandala book, and then right now the book I'm working in is Island Cuties by Joshua Dunbar. So I would pick a mandala book from Alexander Francis, and then I would pick a page from this book. And I would get a palette from the Sarah Renee Clark color cubes, and I would use that palette on a page in here and a page in one of her mandala books. And I really enjoyed doing that because I use mostly markers on both. Um, I could just pull the markers for one picture and then have the markers and just do the other picture, like, because the markers are already there. And it turned out so cool. I really enjoyed doing that, and so that's going to be kind of my own little challenge going forward. I don't have an official hashtag for it or anything. I guess if anybody had any real interest in it, I could create something, but I just love both their works, and I feel like this was a good way to kind of highlight how you can use a palette in different ways too. So in saying that, I do write the numbers on here. That was the one I did last month. This is the first picture I did out of Island Cuties this month. Oh my gosh. I colored, this is a good lesson of be sure you want to color something with a marker, because you definitely can't go back once it's colored. I decided to color his whole face pink, and then I realized it looked like he just finished munching on a neon fish and hasn't like cleaned his face off, and it just, I thought it was really funny. Did the subtle outline with him, added some gel pen. What was the color palette I used? What was it? Was it this one? Hang on. It says it on the back. Oh, it's the one we just saw in Chubby Witches, which was this one. I just chose not to use the red in this one because I just didn't need the extra color. So this also uses 376. And then the next picture I did was this one with all the fish. I had a lot of fun with this one. Used a black glazed gel pen for the black pens. Did kind of an outline again. Actually outlined that in gel pen. You can see like everything's outlined in gel pen. I just went real shiny with it. This one uses 205, which is this one. So I did that, and then let me take that tab out. I have 3. Oh yeah, because I used, alright. So, those 2 pages, keep that in mind. Spooky Mandalas, which was the newest release from Alexandra Frenzies, but now she has Spooky Chibis, I think is the new book, which I didn't get a chance to color in yet. So this was the 376 again. And just used it different ways, you know, just how to go with the pink ghosts and the blue cats. And then this one is the 205, which was the same as the fish. And I really like this one. I use that black glazed gel pen in this page as well. And then, like I said, I do a lot of the gel pen outlining and filling in. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. I really liked doing this. It's helping me use my mediums. It's helping me use my palettes more. And it's making it easier because I get so overwhelmed, like in their books, like picking a color scheme. And so this has made it, I don't know, this made it more of like a challenge. And I'm doing more mandalas because of this. So I'm really enjoying that. Y2K mandalas, I actually did do a page in here as well. This is from 79. Do I still have that? I do. So it was this palette. Again, nothing groundbreaking with these. This is just my comfort coloring. Like, I will color with markers, sometimes outline or shade in a darker marker. Add gel pen to a lot of the line art and gel pen accents, and then add in some white sometimes and some black glazed gel pen. That's going to probably be the standard for most of these, just because that's like my ultimate comfort coloring. But this was the same palette I used in the picture I did last month in Island Cuties, which was this one. So I don't know. I just thought that was interesting and a fun little kind of just personal challenge that I'm having a lot of fun with. So, last non-color by number page, which hopefully should be dry. um, Tammy suggested, she had suggested beginning of the summer, because we're doing Watercolor Summer 2023 together, that we should do a buddy color in Woodland Watercolor. We were talking about trying to get at least one buddy color this month, and she suggested this book, and then I gave some page suggestions, and so she did hers, and I really didn't think I was going to get mine done before the end of the month, but I really wanted to, and so I persevered and I got it done. Just things got so busy this week. Anyway, this is Woodland Watercolor from Claire Therese Gray, and we did this page. And what's interesting about this book is that it is watercolor paper. So I decided to use my watercolor pencils in this, the Museum Aquarelle. Mostly just because I didn't feel like, I was working outside yesterday because it was a real pretty day. I didn't feel like pulling out my watercolor pans. And I wanted to see, I haven't really used pencils much on watercolor paper, the watercolor pencils, so I didn't know how it would do. So I thought I would try. Not loving the background. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was going to do like there should have been more of like a pink or a peach in between the yellow and the blue. But because I was already using pink on the flowers, and weirdly the Museum Aquarelle does not have a wide variety of pinks. I may have to play around with mixing pencils to get that, but like there just wasn't a lot of pinks, which I don't know how well you can mix a pink, but that is one con to the Museum Aquarelles if you really like using pink in your pictures. But I was already using pink and yellow on the bees and stuff, so I was trying to figure out different colors for the background. I didn't want to use just blue, and so we get this. Not loving the pencils in the background. I feel like they did really well, like the orange and the yellow. I probably should have just done that in the whole picture, like took out the blue and purple and just did that. But that's okay. This was, I didn't even demo this for a video because this was just flat out, I wanted to see personally how it worked. So they dissolved well. This was more user error. However, the flowers themselves, which I have used gel pen on, and the bees, and everything else other than the background turned out fantastic with the pencils, and really enjoyed using them on this paper. It's just the big areas I think are going to be more actual watercolors. I'm used to books like Amazon where you don't use a lot of water because you don't want to mess up the page, and now that this is watercolor paper, it's expecting you to use more water, so I just have to relearn how to use them. However, I love them for small detail areas. They did really well in the rest of the picture. I put gold on the bee's wings in gel pen. I also used orange on them instead of yellow to make them stand out a little bit, and I'm loving that. And then my cherry blossoms also have a pink gel pen, and I do like, if I had just kept the whole background a softer yellow and maybe not use this bright golden yellow, like I think it would have been fine. So learning experience. I also realized that this, while it's watercolor paper and it is definitely willing to take a lot more water than regular paper, there still is a limit for this where it will start to pill. So you got to be patient and let it dry. I don't work on watercolor paper much, and I should, so this is going to be, I really am looking forward to working more in that book. Because like I said, I had a lot of fun. The background frustrated me, but I had so much fun with the rest of the picture. And it was so easy and just mindless and just nice. Like, I don't know, sometimes it's just nice to color and make a pretty picture and just kind of not check out, but just not have to think too hard about it. And that was what the second half of that picture was for me. So yay, Tammy, I finished it. I'll send you a I'll have to send her a picture in a little while. All right. Color by numbers. I always show my Disney ones kind of in between. One in the Felines Disney book, I'm basically working front to back in this, trying to do like just a page a month. I did her, of course. Um, Used Arctic's paint markers, which I think is going to be my favorite thing to use in here. I just wish, like, I had to buy, there were other sets. I did a supply haul where I showed some of the sets I bought, and it turns out there were other sets, and they're very confusing because some of them are numbered, some of them aren't. Some of them are more pastel, less opaque. Some of them are more opaque, and it's just really confusing. Like, I just need them to get together, just make a whole set of all of them in the different color varieties numbered and call it a day. Like, let's just do that, please. But I really do love the markers. They can create a little bit of a, line effect, but I don't mind that so much. But she turned out fantastic. I had so much fun using those markers in here. I do love this book because it is a very simple color. It's not super detailed. And actually, normally I use the Pit Pastel brush tips for the black lines. But these can run with water-based stuff. So this month, or for this picture, I tried to use just the Arctic's black acrylic marker, and that turned out really nice too. So depending on what I think I'll use for the page, I'll probably just go back and forth. All right. I only have 3 books left, so this last bit will go by really quickly. This and one other book was my comfort book for the month. Where I got sick, I just sometimes will pick a book and just be like, I love coloring in this book, and we're just going to keep coloring in this book, and this was mine. She does have a newer one, the Fairy Houses, which I like, but I like this one more. And the cool thing about this is there is one set of images. Is it 30? Yeah. One set of 30 images. All of these, by the way, as I'm talking and showing you, are going to be marker outlines to like kind of fake shading. Pseudo shading is what I should call it. And then also some adding in gel pens. That's going to be the look for every one of these pictures. So you get 30, and you get 30 pictures with the color by numbers, and then you get the same 30 images with no numbers on them. And so I love that because I love her art. And so my plan is to finish the color by number ones, which I'm doing right now, and then actually finish out the second half of the book as well using my own palettes. I love this picture. I say that, but I love all the pictures because I love this one too. It's something about this kind of blue aqua teal background and the bunnies that I just love. We have, I don't know if I put any gel pen in the birdhouse. That might be the only one, but you can see, again, just outlining for a little bit of shine. Most of y'all won't see a lot of the gel pen stuff when I post the pictures, but like I see it when I open the book, and like and the birds, I put the gel pen on the birds too. But yeah, this was so much fun to do, like a page a day. Really, when I was sick, that's pretty much what I was doing. And then I come back and like the flowers, I'll add in some sparkly gel pens. This one was cool because when I did some white gel pen highlighting here, it turned yellow from the orange. And I actually kind of dig that. Yeah, birds and flowers, not all the flowers, but the birds and the flowers generally get the gel pen treatments and all these. And I do add some white gel pen in a little bit here and there. Okay, so no surprise to anyone, actually this one might be my favorite so far in the book. Love the cat on the fence at nighttime. It's just so pretty. And this is where I use, so if you're watching my coloring tips alcohol marker series, this is where I use a lot of those Wise Brand markers that are, that I love, the brush tip ones, and I use my Magic Box markers in these because in smaller areas I don't have as much problem with lines. And if I do have lines and streaks, I'll do like I did, you can see here, and just go like vertical with them so it's not as noticeable. But most of these, like, I'll do an outline if there's not a background, and then those work fine for the outlines. I'm trying to show the gel pen. I'm not doing too well. Here's the last one I did in here. I didn't think I would like this page, but I actually really enjoyed it, and then used some gel pen on the edges of the butterflies. So yeah, this was, like I said, my comfort coloring this month was really this book. Actually, in the video Monday for the coloring tips and tricks, we did start a page in here, so that is technically a whip where I tried some different markers. So Wildcat Circulism art books, slowly working my way through this one. Well, that cover looks really messy for some reason. All right, where are we at? We got 3 this month. These take longer than I expect, but they're fun when they're done. Like, I love this background kind of 70s vibe I'm getting here. This is a Cornish Rex. Magoo Ocelot. And then Jungle Cat. I love the background colors here. Actually, what's funny is with the greens, because I added the greens in to the like Joshua Dunbar and Alexander Francis pictures. But this background is very close to this color palette. And like when I was coloring it, I was like, I love these colors. Why do these colors feel so familiar? And then I looked at that palette and I was like, oh, hey, I wasn't even trying, but I do love that. I do love that color palette. So you'll probably see that one again in the future. And finally, so sorry, Halloween Ceramic Tiles. This is a completed book. I will do the full flip through and just post it, tomorrow, Sunday. I know those don't get a lot of views, but I do like showing the whole books. And this is like going to be the 13th or 14th book I've completed overall. How many is it this year? Like 4 or 5. I've actually been doing really well completing books. This is my first completed from Project Dewan/Diva. I was a little early on Halloween, but when it comes to color by numbers, I really gravitate towards the Halloween books. And you will be seeing, not surprisingly, a lot of Halloween pictures in the next like 3 months. So prepare yourselves, because I will even be coloring them into November. Because I'm just not big on coloring Christmas, and so I usually use November. I did add a little bit of gel pen to him because he just needed it. I love these books. These are really nice for coloring, like when we're watching JoJo or we're watching something in the evening. These are really nice to color when I just kind of need something to do with my hands, or I need like a quick 30-minute color to just kind of chill and relax. I like how he had some white here around him to kind of highlight him. I don't know if that was intentional, if there were actually supposed to be numbers in there, but I like the effect, so. Again, Magic Box markers are great for this. I don't worry if they streak a little in these books. I really love using my Wise Brand brush tips in here, though. It's just something so soothing. This might be this is my favorite picture in the book. I just love that Death looks so neutral, but like around him is like some disco mess happening. Like, dude knows how to get down, right? Like he's seen some things. He knows how to get down. He knows how to party. He doesn't have to be a party pooper. He is the party. A little bit of gel pen on the cake there. I do love me some cake, but I just don't know if I'd eat that one. Why did I do that? Oh, yeah, because I'll just be showing the whole completed book on the other video. And I do like this one a lot too. So there we go. Yeah, we're already at 44 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to record the other half when I get back. No worries though, because I've got to take a shower and get going. I do want to show you a couple whips. Yeah, because of my coloring series and because of just running out of time, I do have some ongoing whips. Spectacular Spring Scenes. You will see this one started in my Monday video. It's by George Tufexis. I just show how I use marker in Creative Haven books, particularly the Tau Tree markers. And so, like, it is literally just started. So, but there's a cat in this one. So I'm going to try to finish this up in September, if not, hopefully October. That would be a good one to finish in October for Cattober. Color and Chicks, Fantasy Fairy Portraits Grayscale, Daria Kikirsoy. This is actually the first picture I've done of hers since I've had a couple of her books. It is also an in progress because we colored part of it in the video you'll see Monday. I wanted to show how the markers did on the better, higher quality glossy paper that Amazon provides. And so I think I'm using Cali Art on her hair. And then we use like Arctic's Pastel on the background, and I think we use some Ohuhus for the leaves. So, looking good so far. I also kind of have a whip back here, but I'm not too worried about this. Is going to be abandoned until I get back to it, where I tried to use the magic box and they got streaky even on this nice glossy paper. So I will probably be blacking out that background, but I won't be getting to her quick. But I would like to finish her in September. Maybe try some pencil shading since I haven't tried pencil on that paper. A couple Disney's. Spicy Cat Buddies, Disney. Her movie of the month was Bambi. I tried so hard, and I desperately wanted to color out of this one. I got the black outlines done for this picture, so you can see like the Bambi characters, but I just didn't get the rest of it done. So I'm gonna try to finish that next month. And then my forever whip, this Disney Villains book, y'all, is my kryptonite, because I don't know if they're all like this, but that first picture is so detailed. And give me a second. All right, I think it's Pixie's Projects, I think, is who I'm thinking of. But they also had a Disney, and it was, I can't remember if it was Little Mermaid or Ursula. And I was like, I have a whip that's been a whip forever, and I'm going to get it done this month. No, I got one of her little minions. I done the background with the exception of this piece, and I got this little minion done. And like, when I tell y'all I had to use a magnifying lens to see the lines and the numbers and just the amount of detail in this, oh my Lanta, like, it is just, this is gonna be such a detailed picture. It's gonna take forever. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna keep this book and hopefully keep coloring in it, but this one's going to be a very slow. And then I got like something on this side. I was bummed about that. All right, so those are my, I do have one whip that, because September is Pirates for Poet, I'm really hoping I could actually finish this picture. Last year we did this picture, and I'll show this in the plans. I don't know why I'm showing this now. But I was going to do this double page spread for Pirates for Poet last year. And I got all the watercolor done. We did a whole video on it and didn't touch it. Y'all wanted me to use polychromos, so I was going to try to use those. Was like, I need to swatch these out so I know what colors to use, and just, so maybe for September we will finish that. So, all right, I'm going to move to the showcase. However, the lighting will probably change because it'll be later today. So, but for y'all, it'll be like I never left. So, hi everyone. So this is the second half of my video. It is now Saturday. um, I thought, I don't know what I was thinking. I did the first half of the video. I went and visited my aunt yesterday, who's not doing great health-wise. Got home. It was a bit of a tough visit, and I just was like, we're gonna have to do this Saturday. So, no worries, but I just, like, it's, I don't know. I get up in the morning and I get very optimistic about how my day goes, and sometimes it just can't be helped. All right, so the second half of the video, what I do is 4 tags that I host. I like to showcase people who participate in the hashtags. Typically I like to do so on Instagram. I haven't done like what am I looking for? With screenshots in the past, though I might, because Instagram's making it a lot harder to do this. Typically, I just go through the tag because a lot of times I miss people's posts anyway during the month, and this gives me a chance to comment on them, like them, and then showcase them for the month. 2 things Instagram's doing is, one, it's making it harder to see all the posts. They don't have a see all posts button. It's either top posts or recent posts. And the recent posts is still pretty mixed up, as I've found. So it's harder to see them all, and it's harder to just look at the ones from like August instead of looking at them all because they're all jumbled up. So one way people have been getting around this is to have people who are using the tag to also tag the person hosting the coloring tag in the post. So feel free to tag myself and Tammy from Tammy Colors 2. In Instagram, I'll put our Instagram handles in the description below. What I'm going to do is go through this and then look at where people have tagged me just to make sure I get everybody. So this is going to be a bit chaotic. You're going to see some pictures from the previous month as I scroll through these. That's another reason why I don't like them right off the bat, because I want to make sure I know which ones are from August and which ones are from July. And usually that's a good way for me to tell. Of course, there's a date on them too. I just figured out. So these will look a little more chaotic just because Instagram is not making it easy for me to find these. But yeah, if you tag me in the description of a picture, it'll give me a shared, or it'll give me a you've been tagged in this post message. So that might be an easier way to keep up with it. And because we have to do that instead of having to look at my messages in my inbox all the time, I might convert this to a slideshow. So we'll see how the next month goes, and then future tags and just what works better. So always adapting, always trying to, of course, never fails. Instagram takes something that everybody uses and manages to muck it up. That sounds about right. So Debbie's from July. This was from July. This was from July. This was on July 30th, and I can't remember if I showed this one because now the ones on the very edge of the month, I'm not 100% sure because I can't remember. But this is from Be Cozy Coloring, and I talked a lot about her in the July tags because she did a watercolor month where she did a lot of these pictures like this with different types of watercolor, and they're gorgeous. And I will be going to her for probably demos on using and tutorials on using watercolor because she has some pretty incredible pictures. So beautiful picture from Daydreams. Just love the colors in this one. This is from this month from Tamila Kushner. She did from Color by Number Fairy Houses by Alexandra Franzese. She used Zig Clean Color Real Brushes, which is one I want to get, and then Arteza twin markers. This is beautiful. I love how things kind of blended and the softness of the colors. Like, I really, really love this picture. From Ace of Swords, from the Tarot Coloring, this is Live to Love. It could be Live, I think. Live to Color. Um, Beautiful work on the crown. I love the colors of the, it really stands out with the crown and the greenery behind it and the sword, and then the rest of it's, kind of with the grays and the clouds, so that all this stands out here. I think that's really cool. Um, well done. Faber-Castell watercolor pencils. And another one, the Knight of Wands. I love the color palette on this one. Purples and oranges for some reason. Those are a combo I use when I really just want that page to really stand out. And so I love that there. And then some of this kind of light yellow, more neutral color to kind of break it up a little bit. And some pinks in there too. Very pretty. This is from Kay Carey. This is from, a second. I'm not sure. It's a seahorse. Let me rotate my camera. Well, I haven't worked on Instagram, does it? Shoot. Oh, well, she's got other pictures where we can look closer at them. Beautifully done. I love this water with the white lines through it. I've seen that on a couple pages recently. Oh, and that's a metallic watercolor on that water. Oh, that is beautiful. Love that. Wonders of the Sea. Yeah, that is really pretty. Like I said, I love how the water was done. I have to look and see how to do that. And then the metallic watercolors. That was also from Be Cozy Coloring. Not sure if I showed that one last month. Love this. Just the no need for a background, like, and then the color blending on the animal itself, I just think is gorgeous. Sorai? I'm sorry. Hopefully I'm not mispronouncing your name. She's been coloring Up a Storm in Dragons with Pets, which is a book that I got. It is adorable. I colored like one picture and then completely forgot about it on my shelf, and she's really making me want to get it back out, because she's got multiple pictures in there and they are stinking adorable. And she's been using some water-based markers in those with her other ones. Another one for Be Cozy Coloring. I think that was from July, but again, I can't remember if I showed that one or not. This is from Botanicum. Another one from Sorai. Oh my gosh. So sorry. So sorry. From August, another Dragons with Pets. A dragon with a kitty is just makes me so happy. These are beautiful pictures though. I love the dragons. Oh, if I'd had time, I probably would have tried to do some buddy colors with her in the book. Be Cozy Coloring, Fragile World. This was the one she did with the bat, and using a lot of grays, like a real, like, legit nighttime scene, which I don't do very often, but like it's really incredible. So like you look at it, like if I were to look at it, it's a little hard just because my vision isn't great to determine details, but like when I look at it on the computer screen, like the shading and everything, it just pops so much. Like all the details, it looks incredible. Another Dragons with Pets. I love how happy he looks with his little seal friend. And I love the teal colors with that just little bit of shocky yellow right there. Very pretty. That was for me this month. We saw my first prize rooster. Another Dragons with Pets. Very cute combo flying. The dragon with his flying squirrel. Love it. From Kay Carey. Fairy Tales by Emily Lighthall Oberg. It looks like a little mermaid here. You can see some of the glitter gel pen. That's what I was talking about. I like doing a lot is drawing over the lines in glitter gel pen. It just gives it a really nice, like, subtle shine without being like super overpowering. Love the shine on that page. Beautiful page done in watercolors. It looks like sometimes they'll put what they use. No pressure though. Is pretty. Sometimes sometimes people put what they use. I put what I use on my post just because sometimes people are genuinely curious, like if you get a certain type of texture or look to your picture. Sometimes people want to know like what you use just so they can, like, it doesn't have to be a specific brand, right? It could just be, did you use watercolor pencils or something like that. So cute little Dragons with Pets. This little dragon with the ferrets. I love that. They're tickling him, it looks like. Absolutely adorable. Love it. From Kay Carey on Coloring Heaven Ink House. I didn't even notice the boots on the chair. That is cool. I love a little bit of the shine back in the background there. Oh, so it's a character in the book, Huxley. Oh, no, the hedgehog's the character. It was like a seek and find there for a minute. I was like, is the chair the character? Love the different colors used. Love that green and purple. From Live to Color, the Queen of Coins. From the Tarot Coloring by Alexis E. Thompson. Love, again, this color palette with that kind of yellow-green and then the red-violet. I just think it pops. Looks beautiful. I really wanted to get my next page in my Lulu Mayo Tarot book done this month, and it just didn't happen, so I'm hoping I can get it done for September. But this is so pretty. I wouldn't get that close to a lizard and an iguana myself because he'd probably latch onto my lips. But that is adorable. Love this book. It's called Dragons with Pets by Becca Gollins. It's not as you can see, it's not a super complex book, and the pictures are just adorable. And there's another one too. I think it's Dragons and Other Animals or something, and I have both of them. And they're such cute books. Page of Swords. Very pretty. I've been doing a big purge of my books this month, and I got to really looking closely at the books that had birds in them, and I didn't get rid of hardly any of them, but it just made me realize I haven't been coloring a lot of birds. Again, though, the things I love the most, I seem to have the most trouble coloring sometimes because I don't want to mess them up. From Pfeff Creates. This is a double page spread in Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. Albert Dürer watercolor pencils, Gansai Tambi Starry Colors, and Paul Rubens glitter watercolors. So, Very pretty. I love her lights. I like how she's done the subtle shading around the branch too, instead of trying to do the whole page. That's what I like to try to do myself, just to give it a little semblance of some background color without like having to do the whole page. But I love the colors she used. You can see the shine happening right there with the little lamps, and it's very pretty. I need to work harder at creating softer pages. Like, this is such a beautiful page, and it's so hard for me to create a page like this. I always want to do like super vibrant pages, and that RJ Hampson page I showed y'all, like, I even tried to start out with subtle pastel colors. It was going to be a very subtle, with maybe the dragon standing out a little bit, and it's bright, it's beautiful, I love it, but it's just not what I originally planned. Oh, he has a bat attached to him, and the bat is sleeping, so that means, like a cat laying on you sleeping, you're not allowed to move. Them's the rules. But that is adorable. I love the pattern on the dragon there. And of course, this picture, that's the one I've colored in the book, and I actually colored it like the cover because I loved it so much. But this is like, I want to take that picture out and frame it. There's a few pictures I do want to remove from my books and actually frame. And this one is also beautiful. I love this. Just the orange and yellow dragon with the little gray kitty. They just look so cute together. It's just the cutest picture. This picture makes me smile every time I see it. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes some pictures just do that, right? Like, they just make you happy. All right, so that's from July. Here's August from Cat with long A's. Farm animals, ceramic tiles. This looks like water based markers. That's probably going to be the next ceramic tiles book I get into. Well, no, I might finish the Easter one because I've got that one going pretty good. I'd like to do one of the books with crayon and an outline of like water-based or alcohol markers. But love the little chicken here. I kind of like these where they have the lines going out because it kind of feels like maybe you took some medicine or something and you're looking at these animals and like suddenly there are a bunch of colors. Now, I gotta say, as much as I love the cat one, this one with the fox, like if I were to do a duo of pictures, I would want to do like the cat and then the dragon hugging the fox. This is so cute. And I love that she uses the washi tape. I get so nervous. I have so much washi tape to use that I should be using it. And I get nervous about using it because I find it hard to match the page. But I love the one she used here with like the orange flowers. I think it's a perfect choice for that page. So here is this dragon and his little penguin buddies actually making a little snow dragon, which is so cute. Love the blues and purples. Such a cute book. Thank you so much for participating so much this month. I feel so, just let me know, like Sore, hopefully is how we say your name. Thank you so much for really participating this month, and making me smile every time I see one of these dragons pictures come across. So yeah, that was a picture I was talking about, the RJ Hampson one that was supposed to be like light pastel and didn't quite happen. Little dragon having a nice little snack with his chunky hamster. I love it. Sharing the cookies. So cute. From Poet Spice. I think I showed this one last month. Yeah, I did. I remember because it was from Critical Role, and I just loved the there was a fancy term and it was gone. The composition of the picture and then the way she colored it. Yeah, So July from Cat, Aesthetic Shapes, Ceramic Tiles. I don't know if I knew about that ceramic tiles book. Water-based markers, love that. Love that mask. And just the colors. Very pretty. This was right. Oh, right. Yep. So Tammy is my co-host, and she's also participating, and she's got some pictures to put in. She did a buddy color with Happy Catastrophe and Mermaids in Paradise. This was her one with the big whale. And then, oh, I think that was Happy Catastrophe's version. Still pretty, but I love she used like a metallic watercolor on these like little rays or whatever, and I just thought that was real pretty. Remember, guys, we got one more whole month of watercolor summer. I know fall technically starts in the middle of the month, but since we started a bit late in the beginning of July, we're just going to run it all the way through the end of the month, so we will have one more of these at the end of September. So I love these. This is the cutest picture. He's sitting on the pile of gold, and then the chicken is sitting in her little nest, and it's like they're chatting, they're gossiping about their weekend. Love the colors. Another one from Tammy, A Million Owls. Love all the different characters here. This looks like this would be a fun party. I'm just saying. I am trying desperately to, because I know it is hard to see some of these because of how bright. There we go. And, but this looks like this would be a fun owl party to attend. From Be Cozy Coloring. Again, not sure if I showed that one last month. That was from last month. Yeah, like again, sorry guys, it's real jumbled. This was my Chubby Witches one. Why is Chubby Witches in here? Oh, because of the Dreamland watercolors I used in the moon. From Tammy, she used, I think, watercolor pencils in her Moon Valley color along last month, which we did the dragon page. That's from last month. From Kay Carey, this beautiful page. It looks like Hannah Carl's on. I'm not sure which one, but I love just the dark. I always love dark backgrounds. I just feel like the pictures pop so much more with that. But love the flowers. Little like butterflies. It's like she's got some metallic gold in the flowers, which is real pretty. Little bees, all kinds of little insects in this one. From Daydreams. Okay. Very pretty. Oh my gosh. Lily Coloring. Trying watercolor pencils and activating them in this book. I think this is 50 Baby Animals by Coloring Book Cafe. The little otters holding hands is just so cute. So cute. Kind of showing her process here. I think this turned out beautiful. I love that she activated them, and they blended so well. Very pretty. Love how that turned out. I say sorry. Soraya. There's another A there. I am so sorry. I am terrible. She's been working on some Disney bookmarks this month too, with some water-based markers, and I see a lot of people doing the bookmarks. I'm lucky to get pages colored, so I'm not ready to add anything else to my coloring list, but I do like watching other people working on them. So I love how he turned out. This is a repost from Be Cozy Coloring. This is, oh my gosh, these blues. It's Seasons from Hannah Carlson, and just, it's gorgeous. Like, if I just used blues on a page, like, I feel like you couldn't tell one thing from another, but using all the different shades, this is just, it's just beautiful. Really well done. From Art Light Life. Um, they did, so there's a group doing buddy color. I think it's Christina's Art Corner from Spooky Coloring Book. I've wanted to participate in it. They've had 2 pictures they've done, and this was the second picture, and I still haven't done it, so I've got to play catch up. But this is from that group Buddy Color. Um, it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful page. The Albert Dürer watercolor pencils, which is what I was thinking about using on there. I almost wonder, well, I could, on the title page, I could try the aquarelle. Sometimes, because they're so pigmented, they can create a little bit of a shadow on the back of the page. So I guess I could test them in here and see. But this is such a cute little page. I love because he has in the book, it's talking about how he has a cappuccino. And I love that. Such a cute picture. From Poet Spice, Pop Manga Mermaid book, watercolor pencils. Love this with the monkeys and the ship and the kraken. I don't, well, are they monkeys or are they just random little monsters? I'm not sure, but whatever it is, it looks awful adorable for a scene that looks very, oh, it was a ship of them. Okay. It looks very adorable for um, a page that also looks so chaotic. I can't believe I didn't like that last month. I know we talked about this one last month. I remember that. Sorry about that. Last month, August, from Kate, Kaleidoscope Colors, Kaleidoscopic Colors, there we go. World's Cutest Animals, all these little pandas in their little kimonos, pants, whatever they are. Very cute. I don't know what that is. Another bookmark. I think with these bookmarks, a lot of them have really complex backgrounds, and so a lot of people are trying to figure out ways like to simplify the backgrounds, which would totally be how I would go about them. And I love that anyway, because then that makes the characters stand out a lot. This is a great idea. I mean, I use the little stickies for my flags, but I think this was a different type of watercolor summer. Another Dragons with Pets. Love that she's or the dragon's hiding the little mouse in the backpack. That's not going to cause a stir at all. So cute. So this is the very first page from Spooky, from Art Light Life. This is the intro page that was the buddy color of the very first month, and that's the one I still have to start on. And that one she also did for watercolor summer, and it's very pretty. We showed Wrens last month. Yeah, here's the Be Cozy coloring picture. Just stunning. It almost looks like a alien world where it's almost like a bioluminescence on the flowers. It's real pretty. I think we showed this last month. Dragons with Pets with the little bunny. So cute. Kaleidoscope Colors. Finished this one this month from Hannah Carlson using Derwent ink tints. Those turned out beautiful. I love the different colors of the jellyfish. They're so pretty. And that is the last of that. So now let me go look. My messages look a hot mess. I'm just going to warn y'all. So she also tagged me in all her dragon pictures, so I just want to make sure we got them all. Yep, looks like it, so that's good. What is going on with my voice all of a sudden? Yep. Cool, 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 cool. That's still showing our stuff still going. We got the aesthetic mask. I got the jellyfish. I think that was it. Okay. So I think we got everybody, which is awesome. And thank you guys so much for participating. Like I said, we've got one more full month that Tammy and I are co-hosting. And the plan is to have a few more watercolor demos. So I've realized I'm not going to be able to get everything done that I want to get done for watercolors for the end of the month. Especially because now I also have this project I'm doing with the coloring tips and tricks for alcohol markers right along with the tag, because apparently I needed something to do and I don't know why I did that to myself. But anyway, so I won't get to probably all the demos I want to get to this month. That's okay. We will just continue on next month with showing, because watercolor will be the next tips and tricks series anyway. So then that'll work out, because as we're wrapping up markers, then we'll delve into that. That'll probably be at the end of the month. And so watercolor demos will continue on this channel. We just won't have the specific hashtag with it. I usually do Cattober coloring as my tag for October every year, because again, like, I need extra to do on Halloween month, but it's a great month for cats too. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry this did not go up on Friday like I intended. I don't know what kind of video you are getting tomorrow. I need to show you the completed book. But I would like to do a plans video tomorrow. And then, as I said, the marker coloring tips and tricks on Monday. Wednesday will be kind of an offset of that, like a spin-off of coloring an entire page using markers. Probably just using my basic, how I color a page in markers, like just very basic level, my favorite way to do it. Next Friday will be my coloring book collection, coloring book haul from the last point we did till now. The next Sunday I would like to do a color and chat, watercolor demo. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I think I had a request to use watercolor in a color it book, so we might move that up from that Hannah Lynn picture I was wanting to work on. I don't know, we'll see. And then there'll be another marker video that following Monday. So next week and a half, got quite a few videos still planned. So yeah, busy time around here. And today will be a good day to work on actually creating my planner for September. As I showed you guys at the beginning of the video, I did not utilize my planner much for August because I got sick and just got off the rails. So we're going to basically recreate the same spread I had, and because I liked it and I want to give it a good test, and then we'll test it out for September. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you had a favorite picture. Thank you so much to everybody that's participating in Watercolor Summer. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback about it where people have just really enjoyed seeing the different demos, seeing water being used in coloring books and stuff. And so I'm thrilled because that was, the whole reason I wanted to do this tag. So um, anyway, hope y'all have a good rest of the weekend. I will be back tomorrow, and then back on Monday, and then back on Wednesday, and just, yeah, it's a lot of videos. So anyway, you guys take care, and bye for now.